Hey Phil,
Hi there.
thank
Nice
you
to
so
see
much
you.
about yesterday. My mom had to go to the hospital,
Oh, Jesus.
but she's okay. She's okay.
Okay, fine.
Luckily, you know what, nothing she fell, right? And she
Okay.
thought she hurt her tailbone, but the x-ray showed that it's okay. So
Okay.
yeah.
I don't
Um
know what you're talking about. I cared for my wife for a year when she suffered from
yeah.
cancer. She fell several times and
Yeah, it's more frequent now. Like, like this week
hmm
it's twice now. So
hmm
we better get her checked up, right? So just to make sure.
hmm
Oh, you cared
Good.
for your wife as well? Oh, did
Yeah, I cared
she
for a year for her. Like
is she okay or did
she died.
she died? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. You told me. Sorry about that, man.
So good. Good.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
good, but
tough.
it's memories, right?
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. It's
Oh, it was tough for a year. You wouldn't
yeah.
believe it. Like I was busy 24. I couldn't even sleep because she had to go to the toilet at night and stuff. And
And she can barely walk, right? So it's hard to.
yeah, at the end she was blind and could only move one arm.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So how are you since our last talk?
Different.
Different. Good.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was suffering. Didn't even recognize.
Yeah.
My behavior is completely different. I used to distract myself every single second of the day,
Yeah.
and
It's
I
an
don't.
avoidance, right, of
Yeah.
suffering, right? So we tend to go to look thinking that non-duality can, or ideas and belief systems can seem to create this cure for something,
Mm.
right? Or an avoidance, basically, right? So
Yeah.
what's different?
I don't have the longing to distract myself anymore.
Yeah,
It's just not here. It's not like I'm doing anything. It's just not here.
yeah,
Oh, it's just maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. It's such a
And,
relief, right? When
it's a
that.
yeah. I it's different.
Mhm.
It's giving fuel to even more presence.
That's
Right?
what it is. Yeah. So when it's like the thoughts want to go here and there, right? But when
Yeah.
there is a directness, then
Mhm.
there's a flow, right? There's a flow of peace.
Yeah.
It's almost like it blocks this directness. It blocks the freedom, basically, right?
Yes.
Because it's always trying to imagine what freedom should look like,
Yes.
or what's imagined.
And it was directly tested afterwards because my brother, I was in this meditative state
Yeah.
afterwards. My brother called me with the biggest panic attack of his life. He's into cocaine and he was
Oh
taking
no.
benzos and stuff, and he was completely high, and he yelled at me for 15 minutes straight.
Oh yeah.
And after 30 minutes we hang up. I calmed him down because in stress situations I'm always calm, but
Yeah.
I felt this anxiety sweeping over me because he was so crazy. And then I hang up and took the book again, and I was completely back into present
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
And then I had the most two stressful work days ever. And today was better, and it was funny
I'm
because I
sorry I'm
was
laughing about it, but you
no,
know.
it's fine, it's fine. I'm laughing as well. And I was sitting
Okay.
there in the office, and I got into this present moment by asking myself what's between here and there.
Yeah.
And I was sitting and I was so in this present moment. I was so here. And then
Yeah.
the general manager comes around the corner, and I was turning towards him like I'm a robot or something. I don't know. He must have thought I'm crazy.
Even the way that you talk is different compared to the first couple ones, right? Yeah.
Yes, I guess so,
Yeah.
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 And I'm so goofy.
That's good.
I'm so goofy. Today at work, someone said, "Oh, so much work, blah blah." And I said, "You sometimes have to act like a chicken." And then I started, I'm completely all over it. I don't know. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. It
Mhm.
it it dispels that. What did you say the first time we met? Oh, this I'm very difficult.
Yes, and I had some weird glimpses as well.
Yeah.
It feels like it's opening a door
Yeah.
to something that can only happen in this present moment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's none of the next, don't get caught up.
Yes, yes,
It's
but
tricky, right? Because you're like, oh, well, this, I wonder when's going to happen. So it's the next. No, no,
yes,
no, no. That's just a thought.
and this is coming slowly in because I'm watching your videos. I don't understand all of the things people experience, but it is slowly coming in. Like just when I sat on the couch, I realized there's no time.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's just these realizations, I guess.
Yeah. It's very direct, right? Because it's very subtle and direct, and it's almost very gentle, like an unfolding,
Yeah.
like a quietness that's taking over. Because we've been so used to chaos, the chaos of ping pong, back and forth chatter, right?
Mm-hmm.
This and that, you and me, all that kind of stuff,
Yes.
wrong or right, right? So,
Yes.
and and then we overlook what is always present.
Absolutely. And
Hmm.
it's so far away from our awareness that when I tell someone, even the best way possible to transmit something about this, or directly into it, it's so hard to grasp for people. They don't have a clue what they
Yeah,
what
no.
I ever could talk about. And that's what I wonder because people come to you when they are ready, right?
Well, there's some people that are surprised because there's this
Mhm.
guy that he has a lot of stress. He has no idea what non-duality is. He
Mhm.
manages a lot of people's money,
Mhm.
and he doesn't even know what non-duality is up to now, but he
Okay.
just knows that the by going directly into whatever seems to be avoided brings a lot of clarity and peace, so he can function better at work. And
Mhm.
he was very similar, right? He would get really really stressed out and panic attack and cocaine, that kind of stuff. But I'm like, and I found out that he hasn't done it in a long time too. I'm like, don't, please don't let me be your cocaine though.
So that seems to be suffering and the willingness to look at it, right?
That's right, yeah. Going directly into it,
Mm.
you know,
And
um
I
going
don't
directly
know.
at your thoughts, because when you go directly your thoughts, then there's no you in the thoughts, it's just thoughts.
Mhm. And I don't
There's
know how
just
you did this because I don't know how I surrendered. I didn't even recognize it. Just happened, right?
magic, no, just
Mhm.
um just the willingness to meet you where you're at, basically. Just the directness, right? And I've heard all sorts of stories, and I've been there, I've been where you are, right? So
Mhm.
I know the patterns, and imagine, wrestling with this for a decade or more, seeking, right? So, and I was
That's
very intellectual about it, right? So I was
mm.
intellectualizing everything. So
I've saw some of your videos where you described that, and sounds horrible to be honest. And, I just realized I said I'm just into 3 weeks into non-duality actually,
yeah,
but that's not true. I've been seeking this. I told you, probably forgot. I've been seeking this since I can think, because
yeah,
there's this love
yeah.
that I was missing, and it
Hmm.
was interesting. I had this after our meeting. I had this glimpse. It was weird because I was fantasizing about a work colleague, a girl.
Okay.
I, I had some fantasies, and I thought it's just sexual fantasies.
Hmm.
Like I had them a lot, and they vanished as well, and a lot of them. And then I thought, oh, it's just sexual fantasies. And then I recognized it's completely innocent. There is no
It
sexuality in it.
is. It
It's
is. Yeah.
completely innocent. And then I recognized it's exactly this love I was searching for since I can think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm glad
So,
that you see that now. Huh? The
uh-huh.
innocence of that, right? It's because
Mhm.
it's just thoughts. There's no one behind it.
Mhm.
It's just thoughts. It's just arises. It's just appearances. It's like, for example, you're dreaming at night, and then you're blaming yourself for your dream at night, or shaming yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah. It's the same as thoughts, basically, right? Dreams are
Mm.
the same as thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to. I'm not sure if you're the right person to ask, but I have this, whenever my mind gets still, I have these weird impressions of things. and I don't understand. Do I make them up? Like I had yesterday, I had this
Mm-mm.
glimpse. Yeah, but it's weird because I had this glimpse where I saw me, but not me. Like
You saw your face?
no, no,
Okay.
I saw me, the Phil, this male guy, tall and
Yeah.
very male, and then I saw the one which wants to come through, same core being, but completely different. It's
Yeah.
like beyond any gender,
Yeah.
and with a love so tender you can't even imagine.
Mm,
It's so ridiculous,
yeah.
like an
That's
angel.
the unthinkable. That's the unknowable basically appearing as that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the innocence, it's the
Mm-hmm.
purity, right? It's the innocence basically appearing,
Mm-hmm.
like because you have a constructed idea of what you are, but what you are can't really be thought about.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
even say I have an idea. This just came through, and I never expected something like that. So,
Yeah.
and then I wondered, am I hallucinating?
You know what?
A little bit.
The moment that you put it into words, then you're trying
Mhm.
to come up with something. It can't be made up. What you're basically saying again is kind of like what I said is the unthinkable. There
Mhm.
was this person, for example, that started seeing his face in everyone.
Mhm.
Because am I hallucinating?
Mhm.
And like it's just the unthinkable. Like at one point, I saw God in everyone, basically, when many years ago. Like my first big awakening,
Mhm.
that kind of thing, right? So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's all gonna appear differently for
Mhm.
everybody, right? So you might be seeing your innocence, seeing your essence, not
Mhm.
what you think you are, but what is you, but not
Mhm.
as an idea. So it's
Yeah.
good. It's good to see that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a person as well that he basically said that he started seeing that his thoughts were delayed with his actions.
Mhm.
That time was not in sync anymore. And he goes, there's no time. I'm hallucinating in time. I'm like, yep. It's going to appear as different. It's every
Mhm.
single character in this appearance has like a unique thumbprint, right? So the awakening, the dropping away, or whatever you might want to call it, the undoing is all going to appear completely different. It's not two are the same. I should write a book compilation of all of these stories, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you could do differently, to be honest, because
No.
everything you do is on point. The videos sharing, the honesty, the directness.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Because I noticed that it's like what's lacking is a lot of honesty in this, right? It's because
Yeah.
everybody's just regurgitating the same words over and over again, right?
Mhm.
So that makes them almost kind of like um how do I say it? Like copycatting everything that
Mhm.
everyone's doing, right? So it's just words. So they
Yeah.
think it's direct and everything, but it's just a secondhand
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's extreme in these non-duality Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
The Facebook groups are brutal. I'm always asked to comment or and I'm like I really have nothing to say, right? So
yeah.
yeah,
At first, I wondered, are these people all enlightened and sharing their perspectives? And now I see, whenever someone writes something philosophically so complex, there's no
yeah.
reality in it.
No, they have their belief of what enlightenment is, and
Mm,
they go with that belief, right? So,
mm,
but enlightenment, if there was such a thing, is not a belief system. It has nothing to do with what one guru says and one speaker says, right? This is not nothing to do with any sayings, any knowledge, any wisdom.
yeah,
Kind of like what you saw, it's the pristine innocence.
yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're operating from an idea that there's no me or there's awareness or consciousness, then you're still operating from a thought. That's
Hmm.
why I love seeing this, uniqueness in what's appearing, right? For you, it's this being that's kind of like as a laughter or something, right? So, so this pureness,
Mm,
it doesn't have to be one way or the other, right?
mm,
It's in between all of that in what seems to appear. And I think that the reason I love releasing this one-on-ones is to show people that it doesn't have to look exactly the same. And their stories are valid, although they're just stories, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just stories.
they're just
That's
stories, but they're valid, right? So it's the appearances.
their own right, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, the authenticity. I like the
Mm.
authenticity of this, right? So
Mm.
because if I if I spoke in a different way than you would have to follow, then you're just copying,
Mm.
right? If
Yeah.
I tell you that it has to be this way,
Yeah.
that the dropping away of the me has to be contracted energy,
Yeah,
and
sure.
contracted energy, then
Yeah.
there's no one, and then I start speaking in a very cryptic way,
Doesn't work.
then
Yeah.
then you think that you would have to get the approval, the stamp of enlightenment, that
Mm.
you would have to be that way,
Right,
right?
right.
So,
Yeah.
or
And
you
that's the
have to
stuff.
be aware in awareness, you have to settle in it, or that you have to do the 10 fetters, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff that you would have to go to some traumatic suffering, check mark for you there. But it invalidates all those people that don't have the traumatic suffering, right?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
It's funny.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a funny story of me when I was in the bedroom with my wife, and suddenly I expanded and
yeah,
filled the whole bedroom, and she had
yeah,
to went out of the bedroom because she has no place. And then this voice came and told me, my own voice probably, and told me that I came here to bring something, but it can't be done through the ego because it would
yeah,
be destructive. And I
yeah,
always and I thought it's a joke. I always wonder how do you get rid of the ego and stuff and blah.
yeah. So this is like the ego death, basically, right? So when you're not operating from that space anymore, then you're like a child. You're full of wonder, and you
Yeah,
could be naughty too, you know what I'm saying? Because children are naughty. It's innocent, right?
yeah,
You could be blunt, you could be candid and everything, right? So it doesn't have to be in any way. The reason that we think it should be this way is because we have, ashrams and monasteries that,
yes,
you
yeah.
know, supposed to create enlightened beings and everything.
Mm,
And they're stripped out of their personalities because they're trying to follow a path or a way
mm,
of enlightenment.
yeah.
But that's so it's prehistoric now. That's almost like the dinosaur age of enlightenment, right?
It creates a
um
barrier, right?
it creates a barrier, right? So, and it's supposed to be for everyone. This is supposed to be our inherent
Yes,
nature, right?
that's the
So
beauty of it. That is for
yeah,
everyone. It's
yeah.
free.
And that's why, you know what, you probably hear some people in the jail that wakes up from jail when they're sentenced for life or something, when after they've murdered someone,
Mm,
um or people that find peace in that tragedy, right? So
mm,
it's for everyone, right? It's for everyone.
yeah,
So that would be a person that would perhaps be a sociopath or a psychopath that sees through the limitations of their identity, and sees that in between that identity there's peace, no matter what it is.
mm,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this monk that has you know um been a virgin all of his life, and yeah,
that's what I saw you when you described you're eating meat again because I'm vegetarian since 15
yeah,
years or something, and I'm at the point where I thought, I would try. I would like to try that just to see how
yeah,
it feels.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, you know what, it's the same, right? Eating meat, eating
Yeah,
vegetarian, eating vegan and everything.
it's
um
it's
there's
all.
my exposure to veganism makes me make sure that when I buy meat, at least it's coming from a place that doesn't have suffering, right? So
Mm,
yeah,
mhm. Yeah, sure,
although
sure.
that's just another story, but at least you know what, and there's not an abuse from it, right? So if I go to a restaurant, I love chicken wings, but I ordered cauliflower wings now because I'm like, at one point it was so funny because I was vegan, right? But
Mm,
I was just in a sabotage mode because I was going through a divorce and my mom was sick at that time too. So
mm.
instead of drinking or doing drugs, I went to eat chicken wings. And then at the end, I was crying. I'm like, how many wings did I eat? How many chickens died from looking at the wings? I'm like, a pound of wings, that's like 6 chickens. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, great.
And I'm like, what if they're dull? What if the chicken wings are from different chicken? There'll be like 12 chickens that I killed. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all you know what, whatever serves the character, whatever serves the dream, right? You know,
yeah,
if
yeah.
as long as you're not doing it to make yourself higher than others. And that's what I was doing.
Hmm.
That's what you know, I was a vegan because I wanted to be spiritually more advanced than everybody.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
But in when no one's looking, I would eat meat. So I was doing it,
No, it makes sense.
fake basically.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
It's not really honoring the animal.
No, I love meat, but I decided this way because I saw the suffering of the animals. But then again, it's consciousness, and plants are the same as animals, so
It
it's
is,
all
yeah.
it's all not very.
Everything is made of the same thing. I don't know. It's hard to figure that out, right? So
Yeah,
we're basically cannibalizing everything anyway.
yeah, it's true. That's so weird.
Plants, milk, water, everything is the same, right? So, but
Yeah,
in the story, right, I prefer, the animals not to suffer. So,
yeah,
right. So, yeah. So
sure, yeah,
there's conscious
yeah.
eating, I guess, right? So,
Yeah. Plants suffer
but
differently, I guess.
I also recognize that, that eating healthy is such a privilege. I come from the Philippines and they can't eat healthy there.
Okay.
It's impossible. Like
It's
if you have $2 a day to eat, right?
okay.
And
Yeah,
it's
sure,
cheaper to
sure.
buy cans of sardines
Yeah,
than vegetables, then you would be eating the sardines or the chicken wings or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted as well. Like I have some intolerances like gluten and stuff,
Hmm.
and I wanted and I avoid a lot of foods because they make me feel bad, blah blah blah. And I just started eating sugar. My body reacted, but I didn't support it with thought. And so it's interesting to see what's happening and not labeling it
Yeah.
within the body. And I wonder how and if it changes. So that's
Yeah.
interesting to watch, right?
Yeah.
If you don't support it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for me, you know what, when I was when, when I was spiritual and I had so much allergies, but I'm just really allergic to pollen, right? That's the truth.
Okay.
So I thought I was vegan. I thought I had the gluten. I had dairy, lactose intolerance,
Mm.
and all that kind of stuff, like many, many different stuff.
Mm.
And then now I eat everything,
Oh, really?
hmm even shellfish, which I'm originally allergic to, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I love lobster. I know it's horrible for vegans to talk about lobster, right?
I don't even
Like
know what that is.
lobster is like a shellfish, like a with claws and everything, right? So
Okay.
yeah,
Like a
yeah,
crab.
like crabs, yeah.
Mm. Oh, really?
Because
Oh,
the way that they kill them is quite painful, right? So
yeah.
they put them in boiling water.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm. No.
But if you look at it, your face is a whole bunch of organisms, right? That dies because
Mm.
you're alive, right? So your body, everything is alive, and there everything has basically beginnings and endings. In the if it's illusory, but something never dies here, and that's
Yeah,
what you're talking about. That you're sensing that innocent laughter, right? That prankster never dies. Yeah,
yeah.
that wild child, right? um that does not know what wrong or right is because it's concept basically, right?
Mm.
So in these appearances of beginnings and endings, we call it wrong or right, death and life, alive, right? So
Yeah.
um but all of this appearance is just like a weather, right? This is or the way that my niece calls it, this life is just as it pops and it's gone.
Mm. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember being born and dying like thousands of times. Like,
yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. You're so much calmer now, Phil.
Karma?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Calm, like
I thought
quieter.
calm. Okay, I thought
Calm, yeah,
calm.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I guess so.
The energy is so soft now, compared to before, right? It was almost neurotic.
Mm.
The first meeting, especially, right?
Yeah, the first meeting I was unsure what I'm gonna face. And yeah, I guess there was a lot of suffering.
Yeah, I was sensing that. I was sensing there's a lot of suffering. That's
Mhm.
why I said, hey, you know what? I said, book again because you know what? Right. And I'm glad that you listened because some people they're like, oh, let's go
No,
to the
a sense that you're on the right track and that's good. So I feel
yeah.
that, but I just wasn't sure because Andrea was going psychotic. Really, he was going crazy. I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
what did this Emerson do to him? So
They're going to be different for everybody, right? So some people
he's not
would
as
react
self-reflective.
different way. Maybe that's way of him kind of like all of that suffering dissolving is going,
Maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Could
yeah.
be.
There was a person earlier today that was
Hmm.
crying. It looks like he's in pain. I'm like, are you okay? And he goes, I'm crying because it looks like I'm in pain, but because um because I'm happy. I haven't cried because I don't even know how to cry. I don't know what's happening. because because
Okay.
please don't release this video. And I'm like, no, I don't release it. People cry. Please
Okay.
don't. Like I don't. And people, it has to be consensual. He goes, okay. He goes, can
Yes.
I just cry? And I'm like, yeah. So a lot of people, I get a lot of people crying.
Yeah,
People don't
sure.
really see that. Yeah.
Makes
Right.
sense. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
I
think
love to
that's
cry. I cry all the time,
yeah,
but not
it's
anymore
good.
as much, but it's just releasing.
Yeah. It is. It is. The body holds so much stuff,
Yeah.
right? So when you're crying, it's almost like releasing all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember, when, after this, I think the third day, my chest, like everything was gone in my head. And then my chest felt heavy. And I just
Hmm.
went into this cry, like a deep, deep cry.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
that cry that is so good that
Yes.
you feel it in your bones,
Yes. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
like, and then, after that good cry, you look in the mirror, you look at yourself, you're like, "Oh," and then you cry again.
Jesus, you wouldn't believe how much I cried. I mean, my wife died. It's obvious, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
No, we were 23 years together and she was everything for me.
Oh, yeah.
If you ask me what would be the worst thing in my life would be losing her.
Yeah.
And I never imagined a single second how it would look like if she's gone. It was a black wall for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So
That,
what?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted, yeah, there's an evolution in the now. I feel like it's
Hmm.
like a door swung open.
Yeah.
I know there's no next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't want to think about it because it's happening anyway.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not sure releasing something or realizing something, whatever it is, right? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I don't know if I ever might book you again for
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. That's just wanted to mention that
Yeah. There
because
is, there's almost like I was talking to someone,
mm,
that I talked to a month ago, right?
mm,
And beautiful, it's just like, and that person is sharing what I'm doing now,
yeah,
right? So that's the evolution, I guess. It's because it's not,
yes,
it's readily available now, right? It's like open source. It's like a
yes.
decentralized. It's like a Bitcoin in non-duality, right? So,
I actually
just
feel like it's necessary to share this. But I thought about this, and that's why I asked. There needs to be some readiness, some suffering, some willingness,
yeah,
right?
yeah. For some people, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
And so, but don't feel ready to share this yet in a big way.
yeah,
I need some clarity and
yeah.
some, yeah,
And then, what, sometimes, I get, even if there's no time in time, that's what appears, right?
Mhm.
It's just an unfolding,
Yeah,
right? It's just an unfolding, but not in the next, an
yes,
unfolding in the moment. The moment is always unfolding. Kind of like what I say, that there is this something that is not moving,
yes,
but always moving. There's a timelessness that seems to unwind.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how we talk now. Like in the beginning, you were just keeping me so hard into this present
Oh yeah.
moment.
I was even apologizing. I'm like, am I too brutal? Remember? I'm like, am I too harsh?
Yeah, I needed that, yeah, right? I
And you're
mean,
like, no, keep on going, keep on going.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, okay, okay, because I'm being like I felt like I was being such a dick or an asshole, right?
I don't
Um,
know.
but it's a tough love, right? So
No, I didn't feel that way about you at all because I was, honesty. People are so dishonest, and
yeah,
I love honesty. I'm
yeah,
always very straight and direct to people, and I love when they do the same to me. Most people don't dare to because I'm a big male guy,
yeah, yeah,
and I look grumpy.
yeah,
So people are not honest, never.
yeah,
And so I appreciate that.
yeah,
Especially in this case, it was so much needed. I didn't even know that.
yeah. It's really humbling, isn't it?
I felt this being come to me. I felt many beings come to me in the past year, but this one was like an angel. I don't know, and there
Yeah, yeah,
was such a humbleness with it.
yeah.
I I can't even describe it. It was, and I told me if I'm growing up, I want to be as humble as you.
Oh,
That it felt like this.
yeah,
So this is so important. But also feel like my ego structures. I feel them like especially in the beginning when I felt this walking meditation.
yeah,
I felt like uh, a little bit my ego structures. So to be aware of that. There was something when I was a child.
yeah,
I thought ego is a bad thing. I knew
yeah,
that even when
yeah.
I was 6 years, and I said to myself, I don't want my self, my consciousness or my what's self. Uh,
What's on your tattoo?
it's fear is a liar.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I had an anxiety disorder.
yeah. Mine is love without conditions.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
better.
When I had panic attacks.
Yes, interesting that you had this then.
Yeah, yeah. This is when I was suffering, like you wanted to you know, see something, you know what I'm saying, that you can take a look at when you're having that,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
For me, it was a reminder as well. Like fear is a thought,
yeah, it is. Thought
and
is a
it's
liar, right? Thoughts are lies, basically.
yes,
Because are you really even the most practical ones, are you really even seeing a chair? Are you
yeah,
really even seeing a person? Are you really even seeing the sun?
the
Right?
labels, right?
It's labels, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, this comes to mind when I'm silent, when
yeah.
I'm at home or something,
Mhm.
but not when I'm stressed when I'm working.
Yeah. Do you work from home?
No,
No.
uh,
Oh, you just, what time is it there? It's like 6 o'clock already, right? So,
yeah, it's 6:30, 6:45
okay.
now.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I work as an IT support at a big
Okay.
company.
Okay.
And yeah, the last 2 days I had to prepare book for the new general manager, which didn't work. And I was
Yeah.
running behind her the whole day. And it's so funny because it was so stressful, but I was calm, I guess,
Yeah.
kind of calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not all the time, like it's still
Yeah. Yeah. Anything can
gravitating
appear.
here.
Stress can still happen, right? But underneath that stress, there is this quietness, like a calmness. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like for example, with when your mom falls, right? Like I'm so, my brothers, my siblings, they all panic and everything. And I'm the
Hmm.
calmest one. Like it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so needed.
Yeah.
That's so good. It was when my wife I couldn't sleep, so the doctor gave me a benzo
Hmm.
to sleep. And I
Yeah.
never took this before, and I was very cautious with this. So I took a quart of it,
Yeah.
and after 2 hours, my wife fell, and I was
Oh.
running. Oh, you okay? Okay, because I was not calm, but I wanted to help her, and I was so drunk from the benzo. We both had to laugh about it. So like,
Oh
even
my
when she
goodness.
fell, we had to laugh about it because I was so drunk.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah.
my mom is funny, right? A few weeks
Hmm.
ago, I've introduced, no, no, she asked me, she
Hmm.
goes, your auntie has discovered marijuana. My auntie had a heart attack, right? So she's
Okay.
taking some gummy like THC gummies, right? So
Okay.
she goes, I've never been high in my life before, Emerson.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, so what are you saying, Mom? She goes, I've never been high in my life before. I said, would you like me to get you some gummies? She goes, yeah, get 2 packages.
Yeah, it's different. If someone was never high and has no expectations, they experience it differently than
They
someone.
do, yeah. She's calm. You know what?
Mhm.
It makes her go to sleep, right? So I cut it in 4 parts, so 5 milligram, right? And then
Mhm.
she goes, it didn't really affect me much, like she was dancing in her chair, in the beginning. And
Yes.
then look at her package. I'm like, how many have you taken, Mom? She goes, I take one in like every 4 hours.
Oh, really? I can't take. I started to grow this stuff from my wife because
Yeah,
it's supposed to be anti-cancer,
yeah,
and she took it in amounts that would kill me. I can't take the stuff. It
yeah,
gives me panic attacks. I don't know.
yeah. She's and then it's funny, right? Because my brother, he was hiding it from before, because when he was doing it, and I messaged him like, guess what? I gave Mom some, THC, and he goes, why didn't you tell me? I wanted to be the one that gives it to her. Yeah,
Okay.
it's beautiful though, just to see her, calm,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So yeah,
Absolutely. Your loved
because it's a
one.
lot of pain, cancer, tumors, painful, right? So and it in your body changes completely, right? So
Yes.
and yeah,
And that was interesting for when I cared for my wife. It was a lesson in love and responsibility because she changed, of course. She's such a beautiful girl.
yeah,
She's so beautiful. But she changed, and I never recognized it afterwards. I never saw her face. I just saw her heart.
yeah,
I never looked at her face
yeah.
because she's so dear to me. I wouldn't even think about how she looks. It's so
And
unimportant.
and that's what happened to me. That was my dilemma, right? Because
Hmm.
I knew that you know, there's your love for your mom, and but
Hmm.
I had to be a spiritual teacher, so I was conflicted. But
Hmm.
now that I'm here with her, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I see is just I don't even see a mom, I just see love, right?
Hmm.
And it's just love connecting to love. I don't know how
Hmm.
that doesn't make sense, but you know what I'm talking about, right? There's just
Yes,
this,
absolutely.
it's just a
Absolutely.
connection with what you are, not what you think you are.
Hmm.
And that's just being love, right?
Yes.
It's almost like my inherent nature is just to love, right?
Yeah.
And to care, right? So
Yeah.
without any kind of return,
Yes.
right? So it's beautiful. It's
Unconditional.
beautiful.
Mm.
And so it's good to see her now, laugh her with different set of eyes, rather than seeing coming from a place of guilt, right? That I was not there,
Hmm.
or coming from a place of sacrifice, because you know what? Um it's just direct. This is direct. Yeah. So it's nice. Even if she's deteriorating, right? Because she's slowly deteriorating, there's still an aliveness with her.
Hmm.
She still likes her. I give her massages every day, right? So she looks forward to that, right? So because we get our talk, and that kind of stuff, right? So
She's
in
so
that,
happy to have you.
yeah, and I make her smile, right? So I don't we don't talk about, because she complains to me that when your brothers, my siblings, come her, they look at her with pity eyes.
Okay.
And she said, I never do that.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So when you go there with bright eyes, like you're like a little kid seeing your mom, that makes her happy, right? So yeah,
Yes, of
yeah,
course. Yeah. And that's this love, I think this love is staying whenever
mm,
wherever you are, with or without a body. And
yeah.
that's how I ended up here
That's
with you.
what's direct, and that's what's eternal, right? Is this love? Yeah.
That's how my wife led me here. However she perceives things now. She showed me one time.
Hmm.
She came through to me and touched me. That's how I
Yeah,
describe it.
yeah,
Like removing my filters and touched me. And it was a love so
yeah. That's what it
indescribable.
is. And in
Hmm.
the story, this is just a story. This is what led you here.
Yes.
This is where it led you to
Sorry.
some peace and clarity, right? So
Yes.
and the end of your suffering.
Can't even say something about it, but it's a change.
Yeah, yeah. But
I
yeah, there was
think.
suffering there. There was suffering. I saw it, and
Mm,
now there's just peacefulness and quietness, right? So it's beautiful.
yes,
Yeah.
and somehow the suffering was also bound to the memory of my wife, and
Oh
since I
yeah.
don't think anymore too much, she's here but not here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
she sometimes comes this ringing. It's
You're
like,
also here and not here simultaneously. So there you
yeah,
go. So you're the same.
I feel like sometimes she's knocking on the door, like someone's stroking me or something, and then
Oh
she
yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Mm, oh, so I feel like this, but I don't know.
This is
It's
not in comparison, but I have a my one of my love of my life is my dog, that passed
mm,
away.
yeah, yeah,
And he was there, all throughout, right? And
mm,
even when I could not take care of him anymore, I
mm,
left him with my brother. Just
mm,
instant forgiveness. So I made up the past 3 years that we were together. And then when he passed away, oh my goodness, my heart broke into a million pieces, right? And I was just crying and crying and sobbing, like when you're sobbing uncontrollably, right?
mm,
And but you know what? It didn't last that long.
yeah,
And now I have a new dog, and sometimes I forget that my old dog is the new dog. It's weird, right? It's
yeah.
just something. It's there, right?
It's love, right?
It's love. Yeah, it's the same love, right? So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so as if I never really lost anyone. I never
yeah.
lost an old dog, and I never got a new dog, right?
Uh-huh.
It's just the same. Yeah,
Maybe it's somehow the basic idea of reality to love, to be
yeah,
able to.
yeah. Well, again, you know what? Thoughts, addictions, because thoughts and addiction, right?
Uh-huh.
The opposite
Yes.
of addiction is connection. So when you're connected to what has never been separated, to love, right? Then
Mhm,
the suffering ceases, and the happiness, the peacefulness increases.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, but the way you do it is controversial. People are. I just thought about sharing this.
Yeah,
And that's interesting because when I was young, there was this being I told you, which is a
yeah,
part of me, and
yeah,
sometimes it expressed itself. It came
yeah,
through,
yeah,
and people blocked it, their
yeah,
ego and stuff. And
yeah,
so I closed up and said, no, I don't want anything to do with this. And since then, I suppressed it. And now this just came to my mind. If you share this, you will have someone not
yeah,
being happy about it.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah.
No other way.
No other way. Yeah. But it's okay. It's all it, right? So
Yeah, that's
going
true.
between the lines, right? Between the lines, there's just this love, a direct love. It's like I love
Mm.
that it's so direct and brutal it punches you.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
knocks you out of your thinking, right? So
yeah,
and then somehow, what I'm saying, you're knocked out of your delusions of suffering,
yes.
basically, thoughts, right?
Was the last year I was seeking my wife, seeking this, seeking this, and that,
Oh
and
yeah.
before I came to you, I realized it was all just my dream. It was my canvas
Yeah,
which I'm painting on.
yeah,
The dream is still here,
yeah.
but the
But you know
canvas.
what this is, right? I've said this many times in my video.
Mm,
Even those darkest moments, the saddest moment is like
mm,
a side of a masterpiece, right? To have a masterpiece, there's the different kinds of emotions that you feel, the lightness and the darkness and all that kind of stuff, right? And
mm,
if you've seen those giant paintings, right? One side would have, you know, um, an apparition of angels and everything, and then one side is the depravity of human, um, you know, um, yeah,
the
evilness,
dark side.
the
Hmm.
dark side, yeah,
Mm,
right, or that
yeah.
that that it's the malice, all of the yeah, all of that kind of stuff, but it's just a part of a picture. It's a masterpiece. You'll never
Mm.
understand it, but it's a masterpiece.
Mhm.
You'll never get it. You might think you get it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a masterpiece.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's just a canvas that's not quite finished yet, right? So, but the masterpiece is already done.
Yeah.
The masterpiece is empty, and whatever seems to appear on it is also just a part of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I'm already awake. I never fell asleep, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Mhm. Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're very welcome, Phil. Very welcome.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get back to you in case.
Yeah, for sure. May I share this video? You don't have to say yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whenever you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
No
I think it's
problem.
beautiful. It's, you know, there's many different stories, right? There's people that have lost, like their beloveds, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It's
Yeah.
so important. I'm in a group for lost loved ones,
Yeah.
and
I
you
don't
know,
even usually ask, but I think this one is great. It's a great video for
yeah,
people that have lost someone, right? That
it's
because
important
it's
to yeah, sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
No, it's important if you lose someone that you just paint your canvas the right way.
Yeah.
You can imagine he's still there, and they will contact you and talk with you, but it's you who
Yeah.
helps with the connection by dreaming about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this and you can wake up whenever you want, but at the first stage of grief, it's you can help with that a lot in this
That's
way.
right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then there's just so many people that seem to get lost in that, desperateness that
Yeah,
they've lost something that they can never have,
yeah,
right? And
yes,
that spiraling, sinking feeling that it's never going to, there's no relief from this, right? So
yes,
the depression and I know that feeling, even though briefly, right? But at
mm.
one point I didn't think there was not going to be any kind of relief from it, right?
Yes,
So it's so good to see you relieved from that, right? And
yes.
yeah,
Although I went there, I never avoided the pain.
yeah,
I
it's not
was
avoiding the
still,
pain. It's being direct with it, basically, right? So
but this is something different now.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
still going into the pain would have taken me probably many years to get to a more
yeah,
calm
yeah.
point. Right.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you, Emerson.
Yeah, yeah. We'll meet again soon. All right.
Yeah. Do you think
Okay.
so?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Well,
all right.
not necessarily bad because of whatever, but I usually check back with people, you know what I'm saying, a month or
Okay.
2 months later. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Just to make sure that they're good, right? So
Yeah. That's nice.
majority is good, to be honest with you, right? So
Mm.
yeah, but love you, my brother.
Love
Just
you too,
message
bro.
me. Take care.
All right.
I'm so
Thank you.
happy to see you. I'm so happy that this worked out well, right? Because
Thanks.
in the beginning you were not convinced. You were like, no.
Yeah, I didn't know too much about non-duality. I didn't
Yeah.
know much about you. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But my wife led me here and I trust her with
Yeah.
my, so I thought there must be something to
What a
it.
beautiful love that you guys have. You know what I'm saying? So beautiful.
It's
I feel it.
unbelievable.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Take care, man.
Right, thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye bye.